Morning guys. We've got a bit of a drama at the moment with our water. Now, you know we have the tubs 1 and 2, both 2,000 litres each, 4,000 litres. They are normally filled by this pump down here, which goes out and down into the bore 38 metres down. The pipes only go down 37.5 metres, and basically the water table has dropped below that 38 metres. So what we've been doing, thinking that okay, the water will come up in time, and boring that one deeper at the moment, it's not really feasible because the ground over there where the vehicle would have to come in to bore this deeper, it is quite waterlogged from rain and things like that. You would sink in it, so you can't get in here at the moment, and there's really no other access to it. This is kind of a blocked corner for any vehicles getting in apart from through the rubber trees. So we put that on hold. We thought the water table would come up after a few rains. It hasn't yet, and so what we've done is we've got that 51 metre deep solar bore pump down there, 1100 watt motor or pump motor, and a couple of panels running it, and we've been using that long PVC pipes coming all the way up, previously just filling the dams. We have been using it to fill the rice fields, but I've extended it up here to the tanks. You can see the pipe going up, it goes to a 90 and drops into the bottom of the tank. This pipe here beside it, that's the pipe which goes down to the pump on the bore that's run dry. That's from a ball valve, so an automatic pump will fill these tanks till the ball valve shuts it off and the pump will stop. That's great, but the pump's dry, the bore's dry. So I've got this secondary one running here now to work. And what we do is we're not using a lot of water on the farm at the moment because, as you saw, there's water in the rubber trees. There's water pretty well everywhere. We've got enough to keep everything alive. Occasionally we use a little bit in a couple of spots that dry quickly, but beyond that, our water needs for the house and the toilet and shower block come from these tanks. So every couple of days I've been connecting this pipe, which runs all down there. I connect it up down at the pump end, and I'll have to visually sort of monitor it as it fills, because there's no check valve or ball valve on it to work like the automatic system does. So that's going to go a problem. It takes no time at all to fill the tanks. But this morning I thought it's time to chop them up because they're quite a long way. They're down to probably about this section of the tanks. There's only a couple of thousand litres. There's less than a couple of thousand litres in there, probably 1,500 litres, because there's 4,000 total, and it's well below a halfway mark on both tanks because they're Siamese together. But I did have a look in the switch box for the pump down there. Actually, before saying that, you can see me picking up this pipe. It's empty, there's no weight in it. There's no water coming through that pipe. So we'll take a wander down this way. We've been using a Honda pump, which is hiding under there. Also, to drag water out of the dams and fill the rice fields. So they're getting a really good start to the season. It's never previously had that kind of water put in it this early in the growing season, so hopefully that will amount to a really good crop this year if we can keep the water up to it like that rather than relying on the weather to do it. So we'll wander down here. We've got this blue netting keeping the fish in the dam and out of the rice fields. And my darling wife has decided to plant lots of things along this walkway, which will look beautiful when they're all sort of mature, but it leaves less room to walk. So She's agile like a cat, but she's a lot smaller than I am too. So it's not so easy for me, and she just thinks, oh, why is that? Anyway, we get over that. But as you see, we're coming down to the solar panels and a bit of pipe work here that we've been using to put water out in the couple of rice fields here. But there's no noise coming from the pump, and sounding quite hollow. But I did notice here up in the switch box, when I look up there, two cables come in, the red and the black, from the solar panels. That one on the black has got scorching on it, so something's happened there. Whether there's ants or something have got in it, which is a common problem in Thailand for electrical switches and stuff, or whether the pump is actually locked, causing a backup of the power, which has made the switch burn. So something's faulty in the switch. So I've asked Tony to call the man to come in and bring a switch with him, and we can find whether it's just a switch problem. We might find that out immediately, or we might find it out down the track a bit. If we replace the switch and it works, and it continues to work, well, maybe all well and good. But if it burns again, or if putting the switch in doesn't actually make the pump work, it suggests we've got a problem with the pump. So it wasn't the pump I originally wanted, but it turned out to have every bit of the volume that I'd hoped for and anticipated. So yeah, I was satisfied with that. They tailored to my needs and my hopes in that respect. But it's an 1100 watt. I thought we were getting 1500, so I was initially disappointed, but then when I saw the performance, well, that vindicated itself. That worked out all right. So it was what I wanted in volume. More would be fine, but it met my expectations of the volume I wanted, so that's cool. So at the moment I've got more cutting to do. Hopefully Tony's managed to contact the man and he can pop down and we'll try a switch and see if that's all it is. If that's it, maybe it is some ants or something got in there, or maybe he can seal this one up this time, put a bit of silicone or something in the openings, if that's possible. Some switching needs to be open and vented, because maybe there's creation of ozone or whatever, and that can cause problem for circuitry. But I don't know, these should be weatherproof switches. They should be designed for working out in a sort of rural kind of situation where what are they? We've got waterproof standards, don't we? IP68 I think it is, or higher, is for external use or outside use in weather conditions. So we'll see what happens there, and we'll go from there. I haven't posted any videos in this week. I'd hope to have some up this weekend. It's now Monday, and we were very busy actually Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Long Nok Tower where we live, in combination with Samyak, which is the new Long Nok Tower township, more modern one closer to the road, but not the old one. It was the Bang Phai festival, so we've had a Boong Bang Phai in Bangkok soon, which is over that direction from the farm, about 1.5 kilometres away. They had rockets and dancing and everything, and then going the other direction over that way, which is Bandon Hee, about 2.5-3 kilometres away, where Mem's elder sister lives. They had a rocket festival there too, dancing on the Saturday and a rocket festival on the Sunday. Now, Long Nok Tower and Samyak township are over that way, and it was held in the larger newer town, which is about 3.5 kilometres that direction. So On the Friday night, we had concerts in the main street, which is a big double carriageway, and restricted down to a single carriageway for people to walk one side and cars to run the other side. There was multiple sound stages and bands and groups, some cultural, some pop music, some what they call Dontry and Malam Singh and all of that going. And then on the Saturday, there was parades through town with the big floats that you see sometimes. If you haven't seen them, have a look at this video, you'll see them in there. They paraded through town, there were people walking, there was dancers, and they all ended up at the Ampere, which is the municipal government offices, which is quite a big complex. It includes a number of other government instrumentalities in a large ground with a big sort of fairground in front of it too, so or public open space usage where a lot of functions are held. So that all culminated there, and they had music and things there. They had the dancing, they held all the dance groups there. The parade sort of ended there, and each group did a demonstration of their art or their dancing skills. So then that went on into the evening. We spent all afternoon there. We popped home at about 5 to sort of freshen up and have something to eat and whatever, and went back down at 7 because they were suggesting there was going to be, or Mem was telling me there's going to be a concert again there that evening. So when we got there, it wasn't actually a concert. So I thought, well, what's sort of going on? It was the same sort of fairgrounds, and we had something to eat there at one of the stalls. There's always the stalls that pop up for food and gimmickry and cosmetics and drinks and fairy floss, ice cream, all that sort of gear. People selling garments and whatever, they all take that opportunity to open a stall and whatever. So that was all there. So what was actually going on in the main area, and where I previously seen all the dancing and everything, a big sound stage there, and the presenters there were going through, and it looked like initially we had a beauty pageant, but it turned out to be the crowning of Miss Long Nok Ta 2025, or in the Thai year 2568. So that took quite a while. We had all the girls do a talk and a presentation to the audience and the judges, obviously. And that went through. Then the presenters, did a bit of entertainment. The girls moved off stage. Then next we had about 4 or 5 girls come up to dance. This was part of the cultural history. It goes back to mythical sort of times, that the whole point of the Bung Bang Phai is purely a rural Isan celebration, or Thai celebration, and it's about appeasing the mythical gods of earlier times, the gods of rain and weather, to ensure that we get good water and good rain to kick off the rice crop, to bring in a bountiful year for all the people growing on their farms. So there's a lot of mythical type sort of dance and, how do you say, they're not sort of prayers, but requests on the gods to do this and to appease them. So they do their dance in traditional Thai garments. They have glitter and stuff that they throw up in the air to simulate rain, and coloured smoke and all these sorts of things. All the people know the performances they're giving, and I think there was 4 of them, and that might actually represent 4 deities that they're trying to appease. So that happened. Then directly after that, there was the crowning of Miss Long Nok Ta, and so that happened. And then the thing that everybody had actually been waiting for, but I wasn't aware of, they had a celebrity singer coming to perform. So we all waited for that, and we were actually at the side of the sound stage by this time. We'd moved in there. There was a bit more space to breathe and actually to get close to the stage and hear what they were saying and what they were doing. Then we had 2 of these low-slung, long minibuses, blacked out windows, and all looking very VIP and very special, pull up. And there's actually 3 of them. all of the roadies went on stage, and while the stagehand had cleared away all of the presentation stuff for the Miss Long Noctara, etc., they got all their equipment and their musical instruments and everything set up and did their sound checks, and this went on for about 30 odd minutes or whatever. And finally they were all set up and ready to go, and they'd done the tests, and the doors opened on the van, and out came this young lady, and it turned out to be admirably. Apparently she's a celebrity singer in Thailand. She got on stage with her dancing girls. She had 6 dancing girls who were all extremely good. I think they were her personal troupe, and they were all well trained and very professional. They're kind of a notch up on what you see for the local roaming dance groups that you do see at festivals and concerts around Thailand. So they were professionals, fully professional. So yeah, big troupe. So that was interesting, and so that was pretty much the end of the Saturday. On the Sunday they did do more parades and dancing and so on. I had initially been told and thought that there was going to be a rocket festival too, but apparently that's not really possible in Long Noctar and Samyak. It's quite a built-up area, whereas the other 2 townships, Bandon Hee and Bangkok Soon, are out in rural land like we're standing in now. Consequently, it's sort of a lot safer for them with what's basically high explosives, rockets and fireworks. We're not talking about the penny sort of bangers and stuff. We're talking about things which are 4, 5, 6 inch in barrel, packed full of gunpowder. They might be 3-4 meters long. So they're serious sorts of things if things go wrong. So they're done out in the rural areas. So we didn't actually have a rocket festival to film there for you. So have a look at those videos. You probably won't watch them all the way through, but it's a bit of a look into the Thai cultural traditions and so on. Have a bit of a look. Enjoy what you can, and maybe reference some of the things I've just sort of spoken about that you might be wondering what that's all about, and I hope you enjoy. So for now, catch you later. I've got to get back and do some more cutting, and hopefully this guy will come and put a new switch on this pump and see if that fixes it for us. So please subscribe, whichever side it comes up on screen, and we'll catch you later. And put some comments in. I'll be glad to answer them for you. Bye for now, guys.